Hello, this is Brackard. Welcome back to episode 7. So, we're continuing where we left off. I'm just working on buffs. Figured I'd get working on that before we start the video, since it does take a little bit trying to cast these level 3s. I was talking with a few of my Allegiance team members and everything on some ideas, and they were suggesting probably doing the Facility Hub quest line and everything from the End of Retail timeline. So we're just going to kind of jump around in there, but the first one I was thinking about doing is the one that comes with a spear, and that spear is the Tibri spear. What we're going to do is we're going to make our way down to Craigstone over here and run down to a cave. Now the reason I'm doing this is that spear is fire, so I'll have a fire cleave and a pierce cleave. And I'm wondering what this is going to look like because I have not gathered this item just yet. I'm pumped to see what we're going to get here shortly. So should be done buffing here shortly, and then we'll continue on. Alright, we should be just about done with these buffs. Just fizzling a lot on item magic. Cannot wait to get a little bit more experience going and pumping these up to match what we really need. I figure raise these 3 times each, which would raise it 30 points in each category, bringing it to 120 divided by that 4, which these require in the equation, would give us another 30 points in each of these, bringing us up to a nice 155. And if I did another 10 in each of these, we would be well on the way of casting level 4s or making these level 3s a much smoother cast. As you can see, we're almost done. Just gotta get the shield, the spear, and we'll make our run there. Thankfully, I know a couple routes to kind of ease this travel to our destination. Thankfully, there is a little hub channel here to get to Arwick. Go over to Tao Tao. And then there is a settlement portal for the apartments that has... No, actually, no. It's going to be the golem statue that's going to have the Craigstone portal in it. My mistake. Alright, so right over here is a nice little Arwick portal, so if you ever need to get to Subway early, this is the way to do it. just take a quick left and then a right. Then over on this little hill right here, there's going to be a portal to Tao Tao. On the other side, on this far side, you'll have Ajam Jama or Jama, however you pronounce it. There's such weird names in this game. I've just never came to really try and figure out the enunciation of each thing. Oh, here's a couple of my Allegiance team members and everything. I'll just say hi really quick. And then we'll continue on. This is my second-hand man and everything. Alright, well, we'll continue on, let them do their thing, and make our way into our next little quest. Alright, so we'll hit this portal, and that should give us the Craigstone portal. Another thing I find is there is actually a quest in here for a Titan, not specifically this one, but in Hultberg they have a Titan statue, and you can turn that in for a good chunk of XP. I think it's like 40,000. If I can find a nice acid wield, we can go in there, slay it really quick, but I think we can down it with a nice little pierce rand or a fire, and then go turn that in. Alright. Here we go for the final stretch of this journey. I'm going to increase that attack power too, and then get moving along. I wonder. So right over here in End of Retail, this is a giant little fortress for drudges and everything. I don't know if it's in this patch. It looks like it's not. Nope, just a little house and everything. And this is actually a part of the Elsa Favor ring quest. And it has a little drop down. Actually, I'm mistaken. It's not going to be this one. There is a similar house to this that's the Elsa Favor. This one is just a little banderlings hiding in here. I'm not sure if there's anything special to them. Disregard on that factor. Little cow over here. Moo. Alright, so we're just under 3 clicks away. Just watching this guy right here, seeing where we're going. I'm gonna move. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep that right there. Otherwise, it's gonna mess with my other accounts. Alright. Thankfully, this run is very, very safe if you're trying to run this early to get a spear, if you're running a spear tune. Mobs are generally low. I think the only thing to worry about is the rats near the spear. So if you got a gem that could recall really quick, get your butt out of there quick as possible once you grab it. Or do a grab and die, and hopefully you get to keep it without dropping it upon death. It always helps to have like death items and everything to cover expensive gear that you want to protect. Alright, we're cresting this hill and everything, and here is the hobble that possesses what we search for. Alright. In we go, guys. Alright. So, before learning, I used to run all the way around, and I never knew this was a shortcut just taken down, and this was a direct shot down to the bottom here. I used to run all the way down there and then double back. Complete waste of my time. So you see, level 21s. Rats aren't too bad. But here's that spear. Grab that. Another key thing, if you're able to, check these chests right here and see what it has. Got some good buffs on that one. Nothing on the shirt or anything. Maybe this. Give that a try. Oh, that's a nice little spear. There I go, forgetting to turn off V-Tank for supporting my heal, but hey, it's doing me a favor, keeping me alive, so I'm not going to fault it. So, let's get back to town and everything and see what treasures we have gained. Okay. This is nah, that is a not very good coverage shirt. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop that because it's not gonna cover my arms and give me that extra coverage on my arms. All right. So what do we get? It is a 6 to 24 fire damage. Good damage mods and everything. Good melee mod. It's a fast weapon. Comes with fire protection. And basically a full set of buffs for your weapon for level 3s. It is a biting strike, so it gives you a higher critical chance and a fire cleave. But the downside right here, I have to wait till 250, so I'm not going to use this quite yet. But we will put it in our arsenal to save for later. Other than that, that concludes this episode of the Run for Tibri Spear. I'll see you guys next time.